Namato Ratanatayasa. May I pay homage to Triple Zem, the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. My respect goes to my parents and my teachers. Hello, good evening everyone. So today is Thursday, the 1st of October 2020. And this is Achan Sujan from Varapunya Meditation Center, Aberdeen, Scotland. So as usual, I'm here with you tonight to share the Dhamma and also how we can use the Dhamma in our day-to-day life. Hi Manish, Yvonne, Patibha and everyone. So today is a rather strange day because some parts of the Buddhist countries celebrate it as the full moon, and in Thailand again celebrate full moon tomorrow. So in the meanwhile, in Myanmar, Nepal and part of Sri Lanka celebrate this today is not as the celebration in Thailand. In Thailand, this full moon day celebrates as the end of the Vassa or the rains retreat, known as the Pavarana day. Whereas in Myanmar, Nepal and even part of Sri Lanka, it is not the end of the Vassa. There's still another 1 month to go. And only then it is known as the end of the Vassa. So rather this year is a little bit confusing for many of us. But however, at our center, we are celebrating this day as a full moon day and also the end of the Vassa, the rains retreat. So the end of the rains retreat, known as Pavarana day too. And the Pavarana is a beautiful ceremony which invites resident monks come together and confess their any wrongdoings intentionally or unintentionally towards one another, and asking for forgiveness simply to build up the harmony and a peace in one another. And as we know that when we are living together intentionally or unintentionally, there are so many different characters, views, understandings and attitudes, and with that often there is a misunderstanding, often there is debate, and often we may have to go through some confessions. And if we do not confess and ask for forgiveness, then it will stay in our mind for a long time, and always keeping in our mind that that person, that monk had done this and this to me, and I'm not going to talk to him, I'm not going to associate with him. And whenever someone talk about this person or this monk, then again always retaliating or always making a decision with a biasness. And with that, the harmony in the community is not there anymore. Peace is not there anymore. And more so, we also lose our own peace of mind. So that's why the Pavarana, or known as invitation ceremony, is such a beautiful ceremony that we can come across together and confessing any wrongdoings towards one another and asking for forgiveness. That's why there is a word saying Ditena wa sutena wa parisankhaya wa. Ditena wa, if you have seen that anything that I have done against you, if you have heard, or even if you have any doubts that I may have done something wrong, then please recognize them, acknowledge them, and forgive me. So this is how the ceremony ends. And that's why this ceremony releases every one of us. Whether we want to stay in the same temple for another vassa or year or many years to come, or whether you want to go on with your traveling, in a search of truth and traveling from temple to temples, you will be freed from any doubts, any trouble of mind. In the meanwhile, building the harmony in the community. So that's why the ceremony is very essential and very important for our mental well-being and well-being of the Sangha community. And the ceremony again is important in a second sense, that after the vassa, normally there will be an annual Kathina robe offering ceremony. And here Kathina robe ceremony is a very old Buddhist tradition ever since the time of the Buddha. Every year devotees would come to the temple and request to the resident monks that during this vassa time you have spent 3 months admonishing all of us, and now we would like to do this Kathina robe offering ceremony. What do you spell? How do you spell that, Sujan? Which one are you asking? Yvonne, I do not understand which one you're asking for. But anyway, okay, the Kathina ceremony is annual robe offering ceremony, and I normally call it a mutual ceremony. Mutual in a sense that the 3 months of a time venerable monks are admonishing, giving guidance and teaching on the Buddha Dhamma and teaching how to meditate and guiding you to find the right balance in life and finding ways to deal with the different types of difficulties and problems in your life. And at the end of that, lay devotees would come across to the monks and paying appreciation by organizing a ceremony and offering the robe to the venerable monks. And this ceremony can be done only once a year. Once a year at one place. The ceremony called pavarana, P-A-V-A-R-A-N-A, pavarana. Yvonne, I think I gave you a book called Kathina. In that Kathina book, you can see that word pavarana and its essence of it. So the Kathina ceremony again can be done only once a year, one time at a temple, cannot be done twice, and it should be done with the more than 5 monks. If less than 5 monks observing the rains retreat at one temple, then they have to invite monks from other temples to make a quorum of 5, and then will be able to perform the Kathina ceremony. But however, if you invite the venerable monks from other temples, they will not be qualified to accept the robe. The robe can be only offered to a monk who is qualified when a monk who has done the 3 months retreat in that temple, and most importantly have done the pavarana, the invitation ceremony. If he has stayed for 3 months observing the rains retreat but failed to perform the pavarana, then he also is not qualified for the benefit of the katina robe. So that's why the pavarana, this which is going to happen today or maybe tomorrow in Thailand and following 1 month later in Nepal or in Myanmar, is very, very important ceremony to be qualified to receive the katina robe. Now with this, you can see that it is a very important ceremony. And if you haven't done this pavarana, then you cannot perform the katina ceremony. And this year, although we have 2 monks observe the 3 months rains retreat at our temple, which is me and Ajahn Pira, and we are going to perform this pavarana ceremony at the center tonight. And we initially announced that we're going to have the katina robe offering ceremony on the 4th of October, but we have to cancel it, that we cannot perform or we cannot organize this ceremony due to this coronavirus spread and spreading so rapidly. And the government has introduced some measures to follow if the householders, there are no meeting more than 6 people, and again not allowed to get inside the house. You can meet up in the garden or in the restaurants. But for the religious places, if we can follow all the measures, we are allowed to have 50 people or a proper ceremony which can be accommodate around 200 people. But in order to keep our members safe and also our monks, we have decided not to have it. So that's why the monks who are supposed to be traveling up to the Aberdeen are not coming, and the ceremony we are supposed to be organizing also not going ahead. But however, I am very thankful and appreciate everyone who generously donated towards the ceremony and offered the donations towards the temple for this cause. I really appreciate and thank you very much. And it really helps to the temple. So today, rather than giving any Dhamma talk, I'm talking different subjects about the temple, about the ceremonies. And meanwhile, just the information that barn is completed, and today Ajahn Tita Dhammo was painting undercoat, and the proper color is going to be soon, but I think we will be waiting for the floor to install before the painting. So this is just the information about the center, and today is a special day, and we have 2 members came to observe the Sila from morning till now, and after this meditation they will be living a Sila program. During the full moons are also very special, and particularly in Sri Lanka, every full moons all the members of the community would wear a white cloth and living in the center, in the temples for a whole day, or even staying overnight, and engaging in the chantings, meditation, listening to Dhamma talks, and leaving the temple tomorrow morning after observing the 5 precepts. When someone comes to stay in the temple to observe the Sila, normally they observe the 8 precepts. And these 8 precepts they will be observing while they are at the temple. But having said that, they also can observe it when they go back if they wish to. The tradition is that before they leave the temple, they will leave the 8 precepts at the temple and only take away the 5 precepts. So this is the tradition. And this is again, the tradition can be different in other countries. And based on each and every country and culture, the tradition are different. I remember when I came to UK in 2005, and I was with the Punjab Buddhist Society UK in Wolverhampton. At that time, members of the center didn't know the full moons and didn't come to the temple during the full moons. And after being there for a few months, I introduced that in the full moons we should come together at least for the chanting and listening of Dhamma talks. And later it continued until now, but I heard recently the center is closed. So like that. Similarly, in Nepal, in the full moon days, people will come to the temple from very early days, and there will be a special ceremony and attaining that. But in Nepal, it's a little bit of colorful. There will be a singing of songs and hymns, and I used to sing with them too, and I even learned how to play so-called harmonium. But I am not good at music at all. I am very bad at music, so I didn't learn the harmonium, and this is called tabla, the drum, the traditional drum of Nepal and India. But I did sing with them, singing hymns, and singing hymns in Nepal, being a part of the Buddhist centers, and every full moons or every half moons, or even every day, some of the temples, there will be a group of people singing hymns before the chanting or even after the chanting. The part of the Buddhism growing in Nepal is also this singing the hymns, and the hymns again related to the teachings of the Buddha and how we should be living our life. But again, the music always brings more people, so people like to join these hymns. It's called Jnanamala, hymns programs, and they come to join this, and even they want to join this. As a result, they come to the temple, and it's also part of the time pass and learn new musics. So that's why sometimes people say to me that when I do the chanting, my voice is so good and there is a melody. And that's simply because when I was joining the temples at that time, I did learn how to sing songs, these hymns. And with this, I presume my voice became loud and a little bit melodious. But I would not call myself a good singer. If I am a good singer, may not be still a monk. I will be a famous singer. Okay? But anyhow, so I am not a singer. Okay? I used to be a footballer too, but again, if I became a good footballer, I will not be a monk. So I am not a footballer too. So I'm just a monk. Some say I am a bad monk, right? Because I'm doing so bad things. Wearing a jackets, wearing a boots, digging the earth, weeding the plants, and driving a car and cutting the branches of the trees, like that. So many things. That's why sometimes people call me a bad monk. But I call myself more than a monk, modern monk. So this is just here and there. But this morning I was reflecting while I was meditating that I am actually doing all things for me, myself. The center is for me, and that's why I got this roof overhead me, and then whatever I do, that's for me. And I'm thinking that what am I doing for others? And this reflection simply came because this katina, and as a monk, we are not supposed to be talking about, oh, devotees, you should give me a dana, oh, devotees, give me money to run this katina, or the center, like that. But here, it's been 2 years, I have been talking about this, raising a fund to the center, to do this, to do that. And this reflection came to me that majority of my contacts, they are not living in Aberdeen. They are living in England, in Thailand, and other parts of the world. And they are contributing to the center. And I was reflecting that they do not get anything out of it. Then why they are doing it? And what am I doing? Is it for myself? Or is it like that? So and then I was thinking that, oh, this is also for me. And again, when I look at that, even a practice of a meditation, I am very selfish. I'm doing for my own liberation. I'm thinking that what have I done to the other people? Yeah? So this is again one I was thinking, I probably call myself a bad monk. Because this morning when I was reflecting, one thing it came to me, my mind, that people go to work for 1 hour, they will get probably around minimum wage is £8. And now when I when I promote or ask for the fundraising, normally they give £20. So it's already around 3 hours a job as given to the center. And then most of them do not use the center at all, but they are listening the talks and guided meditations, and with that they are satisfied. So it reminds me that what have I done so that they are giving it to me, so I can run the center and I can do good things for the community. So that reflection When I was reflecting of that, my whole body was shaken. I was feeling all these body hairs, called loma in Pali, was just raising high. I was so what is called in Pali language is called a piti, or joy, arised in me, and also thought that I need to do more better things, more work to the community, and appreciating all the things that is available at the center, and looking after the center properly, and also not attached to it that this belongs to me, but it belongs to the community. I am just a caretaker, just need to look after, just need to minimize any costs, and do not give any burden to our members. So these are some of the thoughts came to me this morning, and I just want to share with you. So tonight there is not much the Dhamma, but just the reflection and my experiences to you. I hope you enjoy. Wish you all the best, and may you be well and happy. So today is a pavarana day. If you have done anything wrong to anyone, you can go and confess or ask for forgiveness, as the venerable monks do here at the center. So this is a beautiful ceremony to make yourself free and build a harmony. So with this, may you all be well and happy. May the Buddha Dhamma Sangha bless you. And in a few moments time we will have a chanting and guided meditation will follow. Until then, good night and take care. We'll see you shortly. Thank you.